So when you think about Istanbul, you think about this, or this, or this, or this, and maybe this. Yeah, all of those things have one thing in common apart from being gorgeous, and it is that they're all located in Europe. Istanbul is being marketed as this only city in the world that lies on two continents. Well, there is a continent within Istanbul itself, which by foreigners, not as well known, to be honest. It's funny because a friend of mine has asked me this question, and this is a serious question. He says, do Asians live on the Asian side? I was like, well, duh. I mean, we're Turks. What do you think Turks are? I mean, we all are Asians. Hi, my name is Aladdin and welcome to Aladdin's Turkey. And in this video, I'm going to try to cover the Asian side of Istanbul. I'm going to divide the video into two parts. The first part is for those people who just want to visit the area, and the second part is for those who want to live here. Okay? Yeah, obviously there's a lot to see and a lot to do in the Asian side. You can hop on a boat to the Maiden's Tower and watch the best view of Istanbul during sunset, or visit Beylerbeyi Palace lying under the leg of the Bosphorus Bridge, or spend a peaceful morning at the Anatolian Fortress, or go up to Çamlıca Hill to watch Europe and Asia in the same view, and then see Çamlıca Mosque, which is the biggest mosque in Turkey, by the way. And then you can go shopping on Baghdad Street. I really like this place. And then go down to Moda for a coffee at one of these hip coffee shops and watch the ferries go by to the Princess Islands. Oh yes, why don't you take a ferry there yourself? Believe me, once you feel the ambience of the Princess Islands, you'll want to settle there yourself, but you most likely won't, for reasons which I'll cover in the upcoming videos. But if you want to settle in the Asian side, this part is for you. Let's understand this first. The Asian side of Istanbul is calmer, safer, more affordable, less densely populated, less congested. Basically, this is the area where, in my opinion, you should live. Now check this out, this is very interesting. 1/3 of Istanbul's population live on the Asian side, and 1/3 of that population commutes to Europe daily. So 1.8 million people travel to Europe every single day. But the question here is, how do they do that? This is the metro map of Istanbul. This is Asia, this is Europe, and this is how it looks as of 2020. We need to focus on these two lines. This one is called Marmaray, which goes underneath the Bosphorus, and this one is the Metrobus line, which uses the bridge. Or you can take a ferry, and I have to tell you one thing, taking the ferry is definitely a great experience. Alright, now that we understand how connected the area is, here comes the question. Where do you live in the Asian side? Well, technically, you can live wherever you want to live, depending on what you're looking for. Up north is Beykoz, and this place is for those who are looking for an abundant amount of greenery, villas, easy pace of life, Black Sea climate, and a very local atmosphere. A little south is Uskudar, and this is for those who want to live in a historic, traditional, conservative area where there's a lot happening. But man, Uskudar is full of cats. Cat here, more cats. I mean, look at these. This is not a cat, this is a cat. This is not a cat, she's Gofran, a friend of mine who lives in Uskudar with her cat in a Bosphorus view apartment.
When I first came to Istanbul, I did initially look for accommodation closer to my workplace on the European side. For pretty much the same price, I got one here with a Bosphorus view. On the European side, it's much more difficult to find a Bosphorus view, and it's much less affordable than it is over here. So yeah, I'm really glad I chose Uskudar. It's calmer here, it's more beautiful and therapeutic, and it's also more conservative, so that worked well for me. Initially, my main concern was the transport, because my workplace is on the European side, so I was quite concerned about the journey every day. But actually, the commute turned out to be quite easy. Boats from here to the European side are very frequent. Literally every 10 minutes there's a boat that departs. It's actually therapeutic as well. It's amazing. I prefer it to the trains, definitely. I spent so many years using the underground in London, so this was a breath of fresh air, literally, using the boat.
Just a recap on this, a place like Gofran's would cost you in Uskudar for between $400 to $500 per month, whereas on the European side, a comparable place in Beşiktaş would cost you between $650 and $750 per month. And that should give you an idea about the rents on the Asian side. Now moving on to Kadıkoy. More action, a vibrant nightlife, trendy young population, and a less conservative place. This is it, I think. Well, I mean, my favorite area in the Asian side, to be honest, is definitely Kadıkoy, because this is an amazing place. You know, just take a look around. You can't take a look around. I'm just sitting on the rocks here, like many other people, and watching the world go by. I mean, it's a beautiful atmosphere here, and Kadıkoy itself is a very calm, very affordable, very trendy place. It's just something that I would like, and plus it is an international place. So if I were you as a foreigner who would want to live in the Asian side, I would definitely go for Kadıkoy. But again, make up your mind. I mean, there are lots of places in the Asian side that you can choose from. And yeah, one of those areas a little north to Kadıkoy is Atasehir. Lots of high-rises, huge shopping malls, very organized area. I lived there once, it's a cool place, but this area is also special because there are huge investments there. Take a look at the Istanbul Finance Center that'll be finished in 2023, for example. It'll be the new financial center of Istanbul. I mean, all in all, I like this place. Moving on, we have two more areas pretty similar to each other, Maltepe and Kartal. Very local, not as international, but the areas by the Sea of Marmara are pretty cool. Most homes here have amazing views of the Princess Islands. The downside is it's a little far out, but it's connected to the European side with Marmaray. But throughout this video we have been saying that the Asian side of Istanbul is more affordable compared to the European side. Well, how affordable is it? How does it translate into daily life? Well, I mean, is the price of a coffee cheaper, or when you go to a bar, is the drinks cheaper? I mean, as far as I'm aware, the groceries are the same, the public transportation is the same. So how are you saving money in the Asian side? Well, the correct answer here is definitely the property prices. The rents in the Asian side overall are cheaper, so it is easier for a cafe owner in Kadıkoy to keep the price of the coffee a little lower compared to the ones that are in the European side. So when you add up those little price differences in coffee, drinks, groceries, rent, and etc., it is easier to live on a budget in the Asian side rather than the European side. The Asian side of Istanbul definitely offers a different kind of an Istanbul experience. Well, I think in this short video, you're not going to be able to have all that information. I think you should start reading about it. And as always, I'm going to provide you some links in the description box below, which you can read further. And that being said, if you're interested in more informational content about Turkey and Istanbul and Turkish lifestyle, you need to subscribe to my channel. I create videos weekly, and I would really appreciate if you could give this video a like. And that being said, see you in the next one.